Hello, children. It's Grandpa Joe. And a lot of these videos I talked about, the abuse that my father doled out on me and sister and my mother. But uh, there were times where he took his rage out on some other kids. So he was not afraid to grab up some other kid and just beat the crap out of him. Happened on numerous occasions. A couple that I remember when I was a little kid and we were living in an old crappy house in Indiana. We had this family over, right, and they had a little boy and they had a little girl. And so me and the little boy were upstairs playing. Now, I had a set of dart guns. Now, you won't know anything about these kind of dart guns. Now they have Nerf and these other things that are all soft, right? Well, back when I was a kid, darts were made out of hard plastic. So they were like 4 to 6 inches long, and it was hard plastic, and it had a little rubber suction cup on the end of it, right? So you'd shoot at it and the suction cup would stick. Okay, that's how it worked. And so I had this set of dart guns, and it had two pistols, and it had a breakover double barrel shotgun. So the shotgun, you would to cock it, you would bend it, and it would right at the breech area, it would bend, right? And that cocked it, and then you'd stick darts in the end of it, right? And it had two barrels, and you could either pull the trigger back hard and shoot both at the same time, or you could pull it a little bit and shoot one, and pull a little more and shoot the other, right? So that was super cool. And then, of course, I had, various targets that I had on the wall. Well, when I got these things, my dad made it very clear that we were not supposed to shoot anybody. So, like my sister, whatever, I couldn't shoot her, and she couldn't shoot me, right? Or otherwise, he would break the guns, and throw them away. So this little kid came over, and we were playing, shooting my darts, right? And I told him, I said, "No, listen," I said, we can shoot at the targets, but don't point the guns at me. Don't try to shoot me, right?" So what does this little jerk do? Immediately, he starts shooting me with the dart gun. Okay? And I'm crying, and he's on the other side of the bed, and I'm trying to hide, and every time I stand up, he shoots at me, right? And so I'm begging him. I'm saying, please stop. No, don't shoot. Don't, please stop. My dad's gonna whip us, and he's going to smash up all my guns. Stop. Well, this kid just kept on, and eventually he shot me right in the eye. Okay. Of course, that hurt like crap, because these things were, first of all, they were pretty strong. I mean, you could shoot a dart 30 feet easily. And like I said, these were hardened plastic. So, hits me in the eye, and I start crying. Well, my sister hears it from the other room, hears me crying from the other room, right? And here's the other kid. Now he's all sorry. Oh, sorry. So my sister hears it, and she comes over there, and she, like an idiot, runs downstairs and tells my dad, "Hey, so-and-so shot Joe in the eye." Right? So here we go. We go downstairs, and it's like, "You guys are shooting each other." And I said, "I wasn't shooting him. He shot me. He hit me." And he says, "No, you were shooting him back. I know what you were doing." So, of course, he didn't believe me, and didn't matter anyway. Okay. Even if he did believe me, that wasn't going to change the course of the evening. And so he grabs a hold of that kid, throws him over, and starts beating him with his belt. I mean, he could take his belt off like in a second. Rips that belt off and starts beating that kid right in front of his parents. And then when he's done with him, he throws me over the couch and starts beating the crap out of me. And his parents are there all upset, of course. You know, what are you beating my kid? Yeah, no. Right? So they leave. They're upset. They're angry. They take off. Right? That, you know, my dad just beat their son. And so sure enough, you know, as soon as they leave, he tells me, go upstairs and get your guns. So I go up, bring the guns down, and he just smashes them all to pieces. And all the time I'm telling him, I didn't shoot him. He shot me. He shot me. I didn't shoot him. Of course, he's, you know, like I said, it doesn't matter. If he believed me or didn't believe me, that makes no difference whatsoever. This was something fun for him to do. And so, of course, he smashed up my stuff. And then another example, we were with our family, my mom's family, somewhere on this lake somewhere. I think it's somewhere here in Florida, but I don't remember where. But, you know, John was there, and me and John were walking around the lake, right? Just, you know, goofing off. And, of course, there were docks with boats and stuff like that. And John was picking, we're throwing some rocks, right? Just throwing them down the road. And my dad says, you know, he said, stop throwing those rocks. I said, you're going to throw those rocks, you're going to hit them boats down there. He said, stop throwing them dang rocks. So I immediately stopped, okay? I quit throwing rocks. But John, he didn't listen. I'm telling him, he said, John, said, you do, stop throwing. He said, I'm not throwing them at the boats. I'm not throwing them at the boats. And it's like, it doesn't matter, you know, if you're throwing them at the boats or not. He said to stop. You need to stop, or he's going to whip you. He says, he can't whip me. He says, he's not my dad. He can't whip me. I said, it don't matter. He will whip you. He'll whip you in front of your dad. He does not care. He'll whip you and me. And he's like, no, blah, 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 blah. So he just keeps throwing the rocks. And then my dad sees him, and he calls us over, right? Now, during the course of John throwing all these rocks, at no point did he throw a rock even close within 50 feet of one of these boats, okay? And so we get down there, and my dad says, I thought I told you not to throw no rocks down those boats. And John says, I didn't throw any rocks at the boats. And he goes, yes, you did. I was watching you. And so whips off the belt and starts beating the crap out of my cousin. And he's screaming, Dad. You know, of course, his dad comes over there, you know, and tells my dad to stop. But it's too late. He's already been whipped, right? And then, of course, it's my turn. And I stopped when he told me to, but don't make any dang difference to him. So now he beats the crap out of me. So, it didn't matter whose kids you were, or what was going on. And like I said, John didn't throw rocks at those boats, okay? Now, Dad told him to stop throwing rocks, but like John said, hey, he's not my dad. He doesn't get to tell me what to do. Okay? So, you know, he basically, you know, beat John for nothing. You know, beat John because he didn't stop throwing rocks. Not because he was throwing them to the boats, because he didn't do what my dad said. That was enough to get my dad upset. You know, you're not respecting my authority. And so, beat the crap out of both of us over nothing. And I know there were other times that kind of stuff happened, that he, you know, not only spanked his kids, but somebody else's kids. But those are the only 2 times I can remember. And that's more than, too many. Okay? You don't beat other people's kids, but not my dad. If he got a chance to beat somebody, he took it.